This is episode 203 of Zen and the Art of Real Estate Investing with my guest, Sayam Ibrahim. Sayam has been in this business and done more than 1,000 residential and commercial deals across Ohio, Florida, Georgia, and Maryland. He's taught over 5,000 students, and now he is in charge of the finance and funding portions of Hero Homes University. Sayam, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was looking at these numbers and I'm like, man, this guy's done a lot of deals. What's your favorite asset class? You've done so many deals of different types of real estate, but what's your preferred asset that you like to buy?
Yeah. So, we've done single family, multifamily, hotel investing, storage facilities, and more recently was focusing on new construction. But I actually still like the single family space because it still provides liquidity, right? So, if you want to build a rental portfolio, you can go ahead and buy these large apartment buildings, which we have some. However, if you need cash, if you want to pull cash out for something, the single family space still provides the most liquidity out there. Right. You can sell one asset, you can sell a house, pull some money out. You don't have to liquidate an entire building to do so. So I still love that space. And I tell everyone I work with, single families are a great investment, no matter where your experience level is.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a great point. It's not something that people think about a lot because I think people think, oh, real estate, it's just liquid. It's not all the same amount of liquidity. Like you said, you can't just turn and put a 122 unit on Zillow and think, Bob Smith is going to buy it. There's much fewer buyers. Like you said, especially where you are in these markets, if you have a good product and you're pricing it right, it's going to sell. And right now with low inventory, it's going to sell right away. It's just about how much money you're going to make, right?
Exactly. Yeah, look, there's single families everywhere. There's not a market in the country you're not going to find single family homes that you can go and buy. So the inventory is there, the liquidity is there, and you have the vast majority of buyers that are also there. Now, I would probably take it a step further because I like that price point that works well for a rental and a flip. So I would take it a step further and say I like that middle income, that medium price point area for any market, and add that to the asset class that we're talking about.
How did you first get involved in real estate? Was it something you were interested in when you were younger? When did you get it? Like, when did it pop into your head?
No,
Because I know you were on Wall Street before you got to this.
Yeah, no, I'd always had the mindset of wanting to go into corporate America, right? I'm a son of two immigrant parents. My mother is from the Dominican Republic, father's from Ethiopia, and they said you got to go to school, you got to study, you got to go get a great job. That's what they taught me. That's what they wanted me to do.
That's classic immigrant parents, right? That's it.
Exactly. So I always had that mindset, and I was fortunate enough. I got a scholarship to Georgetown University, and then went to work on Wall Street. So I had the corporate job. On paper, I was extremely successful. I was making great money, but I literally had no time to spend it. I was doing 100 hours a week. You're in Jersey, you know very well, the Wall Street lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
And I was about to get married and I wanted to take some time off. And I gave my boss notice, but when the time came up, he was like, I can't let you take that time off. It's high season, we're busy. I think you got to reschedule. And I was like, what? Reschedule my wedding?
My marriage, yeah.
Exactly. That was the turning point that made me want to go out and do something else. So I quit. My dad practically disowned me. He's like, you're losing every opportunity of becoming a millionaire. You're making the wrong decision. And you have to go to medical school. Right. And I was like, but that's not why I future, Dad. Sorry.
Yeah.
I actually, for like a short period of time, I started buying cars and selling them, buying motorcycles and selling them, trying to figure out what I want to do next. And my brother, who's my business partner, Xavier, he found the house in Newark, New Jersey. It was a crappy, rundown home, but it was surrounded by pretty homes. And that was our entire underwriting to know it was a good deal. So,
but like, let's be honest for people. If you're just a good looker, it kind of works. I mean, that's not a terrible strategy.
Exactly. You find the ugliest house on the nicest block, right? It's
exactly
the old saying in real estate: location, location, location. And so we bought that home. We didn't have a bunch of savings because even though we was making great money on Wall Street, I was also spending a lot of money living in the city, and bills know your income, right?
Exactly.
All right. So, we went out and borrowed 2,000 here, 3,000 there. My brother got a loan on his car. And we bought the home, paid 45 grand for the house. We renovated and we sold it and we made $60,000. And on our first deal, we were like, this is something we could do again. Right? And so we kept scaling and growing at that
Yeah.
point in time. And the rest is history. Over almost 1,400 deals down the pipeline.
How did you start going away from single family? Like, did deals just come up that started to become multi or commercial, and you were like, "Oh, I think we can take that down"?
Like when you're marketing for single family, you're going to have multifamily kind of fall in the mix, right?
Yeah.
If you're targeting retiring landlords, some of these landlords own homes and they own apartment buildings.
Yeah.
If you're targeting people that are delinquent on their property taxes, that's going to be for single family homes as well as apartment buildings and retail
Yeah.
centers, whatever type of building that's going to come across. So the multifamily stuff kind of just fell in our lap in the process of us doing all this stuff. And our first real multifamily deal that we did was on the small scale was in Columbus, Ohio. All right. It was a 4-unit building that we bought
Yeah.
and, did extremely well for it. And we saw, all right, well, if you do 4, we can do 10, right? If we do 10, we can do 16.
Yeah.
And, my first $1 million check was on a 16-unit building that we did in Miami, Florida. So we
Oh,
bought
nice.
from a retiring landlord that had owned it for a long time, allowed it to get run down. We structured this almost exactly the same like a single family. We went and got a bank. We brought some private money in to fund the gap. We went and renovated it. We stabilized it and rented it out, and then we sold it. And we came in
Yeah.
with over $1 million check on one deal. So I think you got to scale in a way that's not going to make it overwhelm you, and you've got to
Yeah.
build the right infrastructure and team. You want to get the right contractors in your team. You want to get the right inspectors, the realtor, all that stuff, and then the rest is easy, right? And as you're in this business, you should be networking every single month. Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
until this day, we still go to networking meetings. People say, "Why do you go to networking meetings? We've been this for 15 years." And I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
you never knew we were going to meet there. You never know what value this person I meet could provide to your business, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Some amazing opportunity blossoms." All right. We're starting a large development opportunity in Atlanta. We're going through the entitlement process now. That
Yeah.
deal only fell on our lap because of networking and meeting an attorney that set and put us in contact with that owner. So when you're out there networking, you're going to meet private lenders, you're going to meet hardware lenders, title companies, attorneys, potential sellers, and you never know how it comes around full circle. So in the scaling process of your business, you should be networking because your net worth is your network.
How did you scale so big? Because people now, I think, are a little bit too quick to try to scale. What was it like for you? How did you figure out when you knew you could start doing multiple deals and then getting into much larger deals as you went along?
Yeah. I think it's all about building the right team around you, right? I would not try to scale if you don't have the right team.
Yeah.
I went through in the beginning. It's exciting to say, oh, if I buy 10 homes and I make $50,000 a home, I'm gonna 500K in the next 6 months. But if you don't
Assuming you buy all of the great ones, right?
exactly, you don't have the right infrastructure that can all blow up, right? So you gotta bring on the right team. And one of the things that I've learned over the years is that realtors are great, right? I like actually targeting realtors that are newer. They have a little bit of experience, but they're newer because they're
Yeah.
willing to work for their money. The guy that sells 100 homes a year doesn't need you, right? He'll sell 100
Yeah.
regardless whether you're there. And so we put realtors onto our team and we make the realtors our project managers. And we'll tell them,
Yeah.
hey, every Friday, I need to make a payment for the contractor. Great. So I'm going to need you Friday morning to walk the property, send me a video, go through the checklist and tell me what's done. And I'll pay for work completed. That way we're not exposed and your job gets done in time so you can list it and make a profit. And for this, I'm going to give you an extra percent on the back end, right?
Yeah.
Extra on the back end. They're
I
happy.
love
for
it.